Hey, what's going on, guys? It's JCross2K here, and today I'm here talking about that Kyrie Irving trade you already know. And we want to talk about the possible trades and how we're not going to talk about who the trade. I might give an idea, but not the best. The possible trades where Kyrie might go and how he will impact the team. So yeah, let's get right into this. So first of all, we need to know why Kyrie is leaving the Cavs. I mean, they probably want to go for another championship next year with him. If they don't trade him, probably then they'll be there. That's what I meant. If they do, then it's kind of in there between them and the Celtics, which it still is. Just Celtics get a little bit closer if they trade away Kyrie, probably. But yeah, so the first one is going to be the Knicks. Now, the reason Kyrie wants to be traded is because he wants to be the man on the team. He sees James Harden, he sees Russell Westbrook. He sees them going out there and being called better than him because, well, I'm just assuming this is why. Because he's seeing them going out there and being called better than him, and they're on their own team. So he wants a team of his own. So I think that's one of the reasons why the Knicks are on there. And a trade would look like Carmelo Anthony, probably a pick or two, or maybe a player like Frank Nitikana, I can't even say his name, could possibly go there in that trade. Definitely not going to give all Kristaps Porzingis, and this would be interesting. It would not exactly be his team per se. He'd be the number one option, yes, but not per se completely his team. You have Kristaps Porzingis, very deadly pick and roll / pick and pop right there between Kyrie and Porzingis, or Porzingod, sorry. That's just a deadly duo right there that the NBA would shrivel in fear against. I'd say that'd be a possible playoff team if you can get some decent assets put around them. That would be an interesting fit. I mean, it's not exactly what he wants. He still would be the first scoring option on that team, just sharing it a little bit more than he would on maybe some other teams on his list. And that makes us transition into the Heat. The Heat are in a position right now. I think they're trying to go rebuild, but they might make one last push going for Kyrie. I think I heard they're not interested. Same with the Knicks, but I think they might not be interested. But if he does in some event get traded to the Heat, this would be very interesting because you got Dion Waiters and Hassan Whiteside, along with Josh Richardson, Justice Winslow. I mean, they're young talent assets they could trade. I could see a trade going down, maybe Dion Waiters, this year's pick, and then a lesser player, maybe Josh Richardson, or I can't think of some. I'm thinking of someone else. I think it's Magruder. I think it's Ray Magruder or something like that. Sorry about the horrible pronunciation. I already know that's what it's going to be. That's what it is, but that Ray Magruder, I believe that's his name. We could see those assets sent over there. That would mean Cleveland knows LeBron's leaving and they're preparing for the future. Obviously, he'd waive his no trade clause next season, but that means they're preparing for the future. Those were what those two trades basically mean. Except Carmelo Anthony could possibly mean they're still trying to give it one more go. But yeah, that would show signs of LeBron's leaving, so they're going to just let him. They're going to, or prepare at least for LeBron to leave, and let him. Speaking of LeBron, he's on the Heat in this one. Let him go. So, anyways, continuing on, we're going to go to the stacked teams, or the teams that are already fit, and probably continuing for our finals. We're going to start with the Spurs. This one is interesting. They know Tony Parker is pretty well on his last leg. Well, I'm sorry, he's doing good. But they know he's close to leaving along with Monty Ginobili, and they're trying to make kind of a youth movement with Byron Forbes, I think that's his name, and I think there's a couple other guys. Kawhi Leonard obviously is there. I don't think Kyrie would be the number one scoring option on this team. I think he would probably be behind Kawhi Leonard. He would be facilitating the ball and be a shooter. Kawhi is still a good shooter, don't get me wrong. I think Kyrie could be more of a shooter, and Kawhi could focus on, isolation along with defense, obviously, but he's already focused on defense, so it doesn't really matter. But more, and then you can have Kyrie to shoot, so Kawhi doesn't have to shoot. shooting, shoot and drive and get rebounds. Like, if you kind of look at this team, he is, I know it's hard to believe with the Spurs, but Kawhi is somewhat kind of carrying. Not, complete overhaul, but if you look at that team, he's kind of carrying it. LaMarcus Aldridge, he's decent, but I think that he does kind of need to be traded. Also, Pau Gasol, he's a good rebounder, and he can't stretch the floor anymore. If you watch him, he's kind of slow down the court, so he's kind of beyond return. He's 2 or 3 years out of retiring right at this point, and really that's about it. Patty Mills is decent. Danny Green is a good two-way player. I'll give him that. He helps Kawhi on defense, which is really all you can ask for out of him. He's a good shooter as well. But that's about it from him. And you look at this team, there's nothing really else. If you get Kyrie out there though, maybe trade LaMarcus Aldridge, maybe a 3-team trade with the Suns, which is another team I'm about to bring up. Then maybe you get yourself a possible championship contender there in the Spurs with Kyrie, Kawhi Leonard, Danny Green. Maybe Danny Green traded in that trade as well. And you're going to want to get a power forward back in that trade. I don't really know who you could really get in that trade. That's the thing. Sorry, my chair's making weird noises. From the Suns or the Cavs, as well as the Knicks. All the possible trades there, and 3-team trades. Which I'll get to 3-team trades in a little bit. Just kind of sum them up though. But yeah, I think the Spurs would be an interesting fit for him. I don't know how it would work out, if it would work out well or bad, but it'd be interesting to see how that works out. Now on to the Suns, who, they're not really like contenders yet, but in 2 or 3 years they will be contenders. But Kyrie would just put them probably into that playoff spot, or awkward playoff spot where you can't really look. You're not really getting the best picks. You're getting mid-round picks. Maybe they can find a gem to cap off the team. But you look at this team: Devin Booker, Marquise Chris, Dragon Bender. Let's see. I know I'm forgetting somebody. I'm sorry. I can't think of anybody at this moment, so I apologize. I know there's someone I'm missing on that team that's looked like they're ready to go to the future. But a trade would look like, could see a 3-team trade involving the Suns, Eric Bledsoe, Tyson Chandler. Don't know where they would go. Bledsoe probably to the Cavs though. Then Knicks, Melo. Obviously the Spurs could trade Danny Green or LaMarcus Aldridge. LaMarcus Aldridge could go to the Cavs or the Knicks or could go to the Suns. I would say not the Knicks, but the Suns. That would be interesting. Kyrie, LaMarcus Aldridge. That would be a really nice starting 5. That would probably make them a top 5 team in the West, or at least top, definitely the playoff team in that situation. But that would be a very interesting 3-team trade. If Kyrie goes to the Suns, it's in the event of a 3-team trade, Eric Bledsoe going to the Cavs. I think that's really how it's going to go, because the Suns, maybe I could see, I don't know, I think the Cavs are going to want a little bit more assets than just Eric Bledsoe, and I don't think the Suns would be willing to give up anybody else. So we're just going to kind of leave at that. Timberwolves, I don't think they'll trade Andrew Wiggins. Who else they got? Jeff Teague and maybe the next two picks. That's really the only trade I could see them offering. Who else are they really going to trade on that team? They don't really have anybody else that they want to trade. Maybe Gorgie Dang add into that trade I said earlier, but I just don't see that trade happening. It would be awesome. They would be championship contenders. They would be Warriors finals, Warriors Western Conference Finals. That would be probably a 7-game series right there. You got Kyrie, Jimmy Butler, Andrew Wiggins, Cat, and they got to get a power forward out of it. Maybe they get somebody. I don't know. But yeah, I think this will be interesting to see if Kyrie goes anywhere. I think he will eventually. or LeBron will go somewhere. I think he's just saying, get me out of here. You know, the world's about to fall down. You know, he's basically saying LeBron is leaving is kind of what I'm kind of getting from this a lot. Some people I say, and LeBron could still stay. You know, you never know. He might live out his next 5 seasons, more like 500. But yeah. But if you guys enjoyed this video, of course, leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more, and also comment down below what you think I should talk about next. Shout out to Dawkins for making this, and I can think of Chucky Beats for the music. Obviously, they did not personally do it, but I had to give them a shout out, and I put their links in the description if you want to go watch it, and I'll have something. But peace out.